have a message for Mr. Trump. We're not going to allow you and your friend, Mr. Musk, and the other billionaires to wreak havoc on the working families of this country. And that is, we will not allow you to move this country into an oligarchy. No, you're not going to destroy Social Security. You're not going to destroy Medicaid. You're not going to destroy the Veterans Administration.
Did Trump's economic policies actually help you? Because Bernie Sanders just laid out exactly why most Americans are still struggling despite all those grand promises. The contrast couldn't be more obvious. What happens when a self-proclaimed billionaire gets confronted with actual facts about his record? Total meltdown. Instead of addressing Bernie's points about failed healthcare promises and tax cuts for the rich, Trump resorted to playground insults.
You know who the biggest criminals are in this country? They are the CEOs of major corporations who are robbing us every single day. I'll tell you what else you're not going to do. We're not going to let you undermine the democracy that men and women in this country have fought and died for. If we stand together, we can not only defeat Trumpism, but we can create the kind of great nation we know that we can become. Thank you all very much.
Stay tuned to see the full breakdown of this epic political beatdown. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now back to the video. Ever wonder what happens when someone finally calls out the billionaire con man to his face? Well, Bernie Sanders just did what everyone's been thinking, but nobody had the guts to say. And boy, oh boy, it wasn't pretty for old Donnie. The Vermont senator didn't politely disagree with Trump or gently suggest alternative policies. No, Bernie went full beast mode, methodically tearing down Trump's economic fantasy land, brick by brick, while millions watched. It was like watching someone finally tell the emperor he's been walking around naked this whole time. Trump loves to strut around, claiming he's the ultimate champion of the working class. Nobody loves the workers more than me, he'll say, with that pouty face of his. But Bernie brought receipts to this fight.
I think the American people are sick and tired of Elon Musk, the richest guy in the world, running around slashing Social Security, veterans programs that Republicans, and I think the American people are prepared to stand with those of us who say that, you know what, we're a government of the people, by the people, for the people, not the oligarchy. You got to stand up, you got to fight back, you got to go into the streets, you got to rally the American people. I think you can win millions of people, Republicans, Democrats, independents, who really do not like the direction in which this country is now going.
While Trump was busy tweeting about how much he adores coal miners and factory workers, Bernie pointed out that his actual policies were basically a giant wet kiss to billionaires. Remember those 2017 tax cuts? Trump sold them like they were Christmas presents for regular folks, but Bernie exposed the ugly truth. While corporations and the ultra-wealthy got giant bags of cash, working Americans got what Bernie accurately described as crumbs. It's like Trump threw a lavish banquet for his rich buddies and then expected the rest of us to be grateful for the leftover dinner rolls. The healthcare situation was even more embarrassing for Trump. Bernie reminded everyone how for 4 straight years, Trump kept promising a beautiful healthcare plan that would cover everybody. Trump's mysterious plan was always just 2 weeks away. Like that friend who keeps saying the check is in the mail. Bernie called him out by pointing to the reality. No plan ever materialized.
We are living in a pivotal moment in our country's history, facing unprecedented challenges. President Trump has been very effective in creating what I would call a parallel universe for his supporters. How we respond to this moment will impact not only our lives, but the lives of our kids and grandchildren, and in terms of climate change, the very health and well-being of the planet.
And millions of Americans were left without health coverage. Turns out Trump's beautiful plan was about as real as his natural skin tone. What made this confrontation even more delicious was watching Trump's physical reaction. As Bernie was dropping these truth bombs, Trump's face started getting redder and redder, and not just from his usual excessive makeup. His eyes squinted tighter with each fact Bernie threw at him. The man who can't stop talking suddenly looked like he wanted to crawl under his chair. His body language screamed uncomfortable, louder than his actual voice ever could. The best part? Bernie didn't just throw out random attacks, he came armed with facts, figures, and that trademark finger-wagging that's become his signature move. While Trump relies on insults and nicknames, Bernie relies on something Trump finds terrifying: actual data. Bernie's most devastating blow came when he exposed the fundamental fraud at the heart of Trump's whole political persona. Trump runs around playing the populist hero, but his policies have consistently made income inequality worse, not better. The billionaire class that Trump claims to fight against. They've never had it better than under his watch. As Bernie put it, Trump's brand of populism is completely fake. It's like claiming to be on a diet while secretly eating 3 Big Macs for lunch.
Over 60% of our people, as we speak, right here, 60% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. I grew up in a family living paycheck to paycheck. That ain't easy. We need a labor secretary who, in fact, is going to be a champion of working families. Now, people trying to find out how they're going to get health care, how they're going to pay their rent, how they're going to feed their kids, which is one of the reasons why working class people die 6 years short of lives. Now, $7.25 federal minimum wage. Anybody think that anywhere in America can live on $7.25 an hour?
What really seemed to get under Trump's orange skin was Bernie's unmasking of the con. For years, Trump has managed to convince many working-class voters that he's fighting for them, when the evidence shows exactly the opposite. Bernie didn't just question Trump's policies, he questioned the entire foundation of Trump's political identity. No wonder Trump looked like he was about to pop a blood vessel. And let's talk about Trump's reaction. When confronted with Bernie's systematic dismantling of his economic record, Trump didn't respond with facts or counter-arguments. Instead, he did what he always does when cornered. He erupted in anger. Rather than defending his tax cuts or explaining his missing healthcare plan, Trump's face twisted into a mask of rage. It seems when the facts aren't on your side, throwing a tantrum is the only option left. When the truth hits like a freight train, Trump's response was exactly what we'd expect. A tantrum of name-calling and deflection. He branded Bernie as crazy and a total loser because apparently, when you have no facts, you just reach into the 3rd grade insult handbook. The orange turd couldn't handle being called out, so he slapped the radical label on Bernie and claimed he was spreading fake facts, which isn't even a real term, but whatever. The polling numbers tell the real story, though. Turns out, Americans aren't big fans of a president who responds to criticism by throwing a temper tantrum instead of addressing actual issues. Grumpy Trumpy's meltdown shows exactly what happens when someone who's surrounded by yes men finally faces someone willing to tell it like it is. And that, folks, is what makes this confrontation so important. It exposed the paper-thin facade of a man who melts faster than an ice cream cone in July when confronted with reality.